Yes. Yes. We've made it. It's NFL season, everybody. We are finally here. It is time. You got your man Donuts. You got your man Hulk. We're here for some NFL action. Hulk joining us on a Tuesday. A nice opportunity for us to get together, do a live show. Today, not supposed to have a live show, but we hung out yesterday. It's like, hey, I can join you tomorrow. Let's do something cool. All right. Well, here we are. We're doing something cool. NFL Week 1. It's time. Hulk, my man, start us off.
Good morning, everybody. It is NFL Week. If you are not excited now, then maybe this just isn't for you, because the first week of NFL, we've got an extra primetime game Friday night. The slate is looking juicy. Oh, it's good to be back. We're back. We're officially back.
We're officially back. And my friends, we see you in chat. We love seeing the same names day in and day out, saying hello, chiming in, asking questions, giving picks. Honestly, give us picks, give us research. You want to throw stuff? We're going to toss that stuff on the screen during today's show. We're going to be very casual. What's up, T? See, we get to see our friends here. We get to see all the OGs coming in. That's a huge cup. Thank you, Bennett. So today, we're going to be looking at the NFL slate. That's right. And of course, we can't not start here with the Thursday and Friday night football games. We have the Ravens starting us off on the road against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. All right, so we've got a banger of a first opening night game. The NFL, honestly, has done an exceptional job this year with its first 4 primetime games. I'm looking forward to every single one of them. So Thursday night football, Ravens at Chiefs. We have a 3-point spread here on DraftKings Sportsbook, which I will use for all these games. 46.5 point total. And, well, the Chiefs are slight favorites right now, minus 155, plus 130. Decent value here on the Ravens. And my word, Chiefs currently betting favorites to win the Super Bowl this season. And they get a chance to show everybody their sort of new look offense. I don't know how much has changed other than adding the fastest player in the world here. Second, I guess Tyreek Hill's sitting there wondering why he's not getting a race with. Who's that Olympian he's been trying to challenge?
Oh, the guy from the USA that won. If you had asked me 3 weeks ago, I
know, and he's been hating on like anybody who's not an Olympian, essentially. It's like,
yeah,
you call yourself a world champion? You won the United States, basketball tournament.
Yeah. I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Noah Jones or something?
Noah
Lyles.
There we go. That's it.
Yeah, get him Xavier Worthy and Tyreek Hill in a little three-person race to, 40-yard dash, 100-meter dash.
I don't know if they actually win, but I think Tyreek puts up a good showing for sure.
I do too.
If Tyreek really wins. I
don't think definitely he wins, when he was like, Noah's age too. That's the other part of it. It's like, what are you going to race 30-year-old Tyreek?
Yeah, that's
just different. It's just different.
Yeah, slap on the pads and see how Noah does.
Yeah, that's the rebuttal, right?
Exactly. Like, okay, yeah.
Okay, so Ravens on the road here. There's a lot to like in this game betting wise, but I'm going to be honest, David. I was thinking about this annually. I feel like we've got these primetime spots. Everybody's so jazzed up, and they just go all in. There's 55,000 boosts across all the sports books and pick 'em apps, and everyone just goes crazy trying to make money on these games. And what do? They go heavy-handed. They're 7, 8, 10 units deep on a single game. And then what happens? We get like a 22 to 21 ball game. Everything hits the under. All the props are under. It's it's like that week 1 rust. A lot of starters didn't play a ton in the preseason. They get out there, they're a little rusty, slow to go. Maybe they're sucking wind a little bit in their first game action. And then unders, just everything's unders. And then the scores are unders. I mean, you're seeing this right now in college football. Like each of the main primetime games so far have been duds. They've been low scoring. You're getting upsets. And with that in mind, yes, it doesn't translate the same way, but conceptually it makes sense, right? So it's the first game for these guys in the big moment after the only thing they've really done is practice with like uppers in the summer. So I'm intrigued to see what happens here. I'm going to be betting light on each of the primetime games this first week 1. I'll probably take some shots at like some lottos, maybe some touchdown parlays, but I don't know how much I'm going to be looking at like, outright player props in week 1 for the primetime game. So I don't know. Do you have any specific takes on these games, or at least the Ravens and Chiefs first one here?
Yeah. It just, we're starting fresh again. I'm very curious to see. You've got a lot of, especially for the Chiefs, really both teams have new pieces that are key integral pieces. I'm curious to see if the Chiefs are going to go back to the offense of like 2 or 3 years ago when they had Tyreek and they're taking more deep shots. I think you've seen some of that in practice already. You've seen some deep moon shots to Xavier Worthy. Hollywood Brown, I think, is doubtful, but if he's in there, that's another thing that's going to change this offense. So I'm curious to see what it looks like for the Chiefs specifically, stretching the field a little bit more. And then you've got Rashee Rice, seemingly not going to get suspended this season, working these short intermediates with Travis Kelce, of course. And then they picked up Samaje Perine, who's going to probably be there for the passing downs. I saw Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out the first 4 weeks. So there's just a lot that's going on for this Chiefs team. And then if you look at the other side, you've got Derrick Henry. And, are they running more of the RPOs with Derrick Henry? What does that look like? Does he get all of the work in the goal line? Or, are you going to see like a play action to him and then a pop pass to Mark Andrews? So I think you just have a lot going on for both of these teams that we're all excited. It's good. And this is something I alerted to everybody in the VIP channels. It's like, listen, guys, I'm posting a lot of plays. There's a lot going on. We're all excited. Temper your expectations. Watch your units. Don't have 11 units in play on the first night or even maybe the first weekend. Pick your spots and be smart with your money because it is a long season. But as far as like outcome of this game, the one thing I'll say is there's a DK prop that I really like, a boost. And it was a Travis Kelce or Derrick Henry.
An utter lock.
Yeah, to score a touchdown at a plus
for
100.
Plus 100. Come on.
Matt, that's on DK right now. I think it's still there, at least. It was yesterday. I alerted it. Max that right out. Whatever your limit is for that one, it's probably like $20 something. That's a pretty much utter lock. I agree.
I am thinking through this game, and I honestly, listen, I think that the smart play is to probably take the Ravens at the plus 130. And I was looking at this morning. You get a plus 135. I'm using mySparryEdge.com for all the odds here, powered by Odds Shopper. The plus 135 for the Ravens on the road, I think, is pretty good value over there. It's hard to sit there and want to take a minus 150 for, the Chiefs opening night, unless you're going to parlay that with anything else. I guess Penny's giving you minus 142. If you do want to take the Chiefs there, I probably would look to find a way to like just bring the juice down a little bit, right? Cut it with like a Mahomes 1+ passing touchdown where the 140 goes to, 125. If the Chiefs win without Mahomes throwing a touchdown, I would be shocked. So I would not, if you have the ability to, parlay something there, make an SGP. I'm looking at taking Chiefs with Mahomes for one passing touchdown. Very simple. I believe when I looked at it, it was like minus 125 or something on DK. And then on FanDuel, actually. And if you're not taking that and you want the Ravens, you could go outright money line or simply just take the spread. That 3-point spread is nice. You get that on some of the games. Some of the sports books, including right now, we're getting it on DK. So that's my lean for the first game. It's Chiefs money line, Mahomes passing touchdown, or just take the Ravens spread 3. And listen, if they they lose by 3 or something, you're getting your money back with the push.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. Can the Ravens win? Sure. But do I think with my head and my heart, do I think they're going to win? I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, if they win, you got to think that they got ahead and they kept the ball out of Mahomes' hands. So maybe do something like Ravens, Ravens plus 3 or Ravens money line. And then, if you want to sweeten that up a little bit, throw a Derrick Henry touchdown in there because more than likely he's gotten a significant share of the workload and he's probably going to run one in. So you could get interesting there. Yeah, we'll build out some parlays on that as the day gets closer, I think. But maybe that's a good way to attack it. A couple of plus odds parlays and, small unit stuff.
We got Graphic 13 says Lamar interception is a lock. Listen, we got plus 3 best odds you're getting no matter where you go for. It's going to be minus 115 BetMGM this morning. DK was minus 118, and average odds of minus 115, which is a 53.49% implied probability that hits. Let's move on. You can see there's the DK minus 118 correlating with the minus 118 showing here. We got another game here. Green Bay at Philly. This one is the Friday night game. Finally, NFL giving us 4 primetime games. This is amazing. I love this idea.
Paramount
we get that
exclusive, though.
Oh, my gosh. Pardon?
It's a Paramount
okay.
Plus exclusive. Yeah.
I'm just happy, listen, because having that Thursday night game is amazing. And it almost takes the wind out of your sails a little bit, waiting around another 72 hours to get some more NFL action. So Friday night, I'm tuning in, man. I will buy that if I have to tune in and watch this game. And we got a great one. I mean, unbelievable game, truly. Quarterback out there in Green Bay, Jordan Love, getting absolutely paid. All right, let's get paid. Well, he got paid. And he's going to be taking the Packers on the road against Philly, hoping for a bounce-back season. Has some coach changes this offseason, added a better offensive coordinator, is essentially what the industry has been saying. And we've seen that in years past. You and I talked about this in our summer shows of how the passing game potentially takes a step forward. There's guys in this game I like. I'm probably going to end up taking an official receptions prop this week for Devonta Smith. So there's some plays I like in this game. If we're talking the betting lines itself, we can switch back over to DK here. Packers, very similar to the Ravens, +3 spread, underdogs on the road at +124 money line. And we got a healthy 49-point total. I think that was the 3rd or 4th highest on the weekend. So it's going to be based on Vegas odds here, a competitive game, is at least what the lines have opened up as, very similar to the Ravens and Chiefs. And I think these games are really tough to bet on if you're trying to take sides and totals and things like that. And, you want to put together a money line parlay or something like that. Sure, by all means, but good luck. I don't know how you parse this out.
Yeah, I mean, I think what actually might be helpful to do too, especially in these primetime games, is, if you're somebody who's watched football for a long time, it's obviously a new season. Week 1's probably the toughest season to do this with, but, take a look at the matchup, take a look at the spread. The books are saying the Eagles are favored, so they think the Eagles are going to win. Okay, let's say that comes to fruition. What happens? Eagles get ahead. Green Bay's playing from behind. Take a look at the Green Bay pass catchers. Take a look at Jordan Love's. Almost died there. Take a look at Jordan Love's over on passing yards, maybe. Wink, wink. And if that's how you think the game's going to go, and that's where your feeling is, your gut, then that's some way you can attack it. I think that's like probably a good way to attack these primetime games, is kind of like build out a narrative of how you think it's going to go, and then put a couple of parlay pieces together that fit that narrative.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Love passing yards here in DK is 253.5. If you're going to use something like Jordan Love for the yards, are you trying to identify which of his bevy of pass catchers he has out there that would kind of correlate and put together a parlay, or are you just running out Love as a straight play?
I think it's very much player dependent.
Okay.
So for Love specifically, I don't think that you have to try to find that target that's going to catch the passes, because they are one of maybe like 3 or 4 unique offenses in the NFL where they don't have a clear target. We're not talking about CD Lamb on the Cowboys there, where if you're taking Dax over passing yards, you really got to take CD or Jake Ferguson, or that's it. This is a team that really spreads it around. They've got 4 really capable receivers. So I think with this instance, with Jordan Love specifically, you don't have to try to jam in one of his pass catchers. Now, if you have identified that you think there's a matchup that you could take advantage of, maybe for instance, Philly's nickel cornerback is weak, and you look at whoever's going to be playing the slot for the Green Bay Packers. Now that's something you can look at, but that would obviously take a pretty decent knowledge of what's going to happen there. So if you don't have that, I would just say that rolling out Jordan Love's passing yards or something like that in that scenario is fine by itself.
Real quick, before we continue, I will say this for both of us. Do us a huge favor, my friends. Like the video wherever you are. Twitter, retweet it, like it. You're on YouTube, subscribe, like the video. We're here on our own channels daily, either in streams or video. So you're going to want to be a part of it. You don't want to miss out. There's a lot of free stuff we post out there, and this is definitely one of them. I brought up Jordan Love's player props here using the optimizer here at mysparryedge.com. You can see pass completions prop right now this weekend for Jordan Love at 22.5. Minus 130 average odds to the under. But when we go up here and we look at the passing touchdowns, we got a nice little lean to the over at minus 160. For the pass attempts, we have them at 34.5, which is, that's quite healthy for Jordan Love. So if you're looking for that 253.5 passing yards, not too bad. But I will say this is why it's important to line shop, my friends. We have a minus 118 average odds, but we have different lines. And the green shading has been fixed. This is fixed. So we fixed this last night. It will now show you the lowest line and best coinciding odds if you want an over. And if you want an under, it'll show you the highest line, like this one, and the coinciding odds. So, for instance, Jordan Love, and this is important. This is very important to do it this way. If you want the over for passing yards, it now tells you, okay, well, the lowest line is 251. And at 251, we have 4 books that have the same minus 115 odds to the over. And if you want the under, you're not playing the 251. Ugh, no. You're going to want to take the 258. Now, this is sleeper. So, of course, you can't take that as a straight play. But here's one, FanDuel, 256 to the under. So you could grab the under here if you don't like that, or grab the over here at 251, but don't sit there and just be like blindly playing a 253. It's totally useless for you. So be smart about how you're betting. And hopefully, my friends, you are using MySprayEdge.com to make that happen. I don't have any strong leans game-wise in this one. I will likely circle back to Devonta Smith and post a prop for the Discord. Now, Arizona Cardinals on the road at my Buffalo Bills, baby. We're going to get Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills circling the wagons with, a slightly new look offense this season. And they are currently minus 6-point favorites at home. Very strong minus 298 money line faves. Actually, matter of fact, to only be minus 6, but minus 300 is a little funky to me. I'm actually wondering about taking that minus 6 spread here for the Bills at home. We get it under the 7-point barrier there, where we don't want to take a minus 7.5 or anything like that. We still under it. So I think instead of using this in a money line, I might take this outright. And this is probably, David, you could stop me if it is, my personal bias, my Bills fandom just overtaking my logic here. But when you look at this game, you look at this Cardinals offense, returning Kyler Murray healthy with Marvin Harrison Jr., do you have any strong takes in this game?
I'd have to look into this one a little bit more. So I'm not saying this is an official take, but first glance, I'm actually maybe interested in the over a little bit because I think that I don't think the Bills are really going to stop the Cardinals, but I'm also not really sure that the Cardinals are going to stop the Bills. I think it's a good matchup for the Bills to kind of get their new offense going, get acclimated. Who's their coordinator? Brady now? Joe Brady? I think that I'm very curious to see if he goes back to his strategy of last year, where he's kind of featuring James Cook a little bit more and taking some of the pressure off of Josh Allen, or if he just kind of, throws Josh Allen out there, lets him run for over 7.5 rushing attempts, and just lets him kind of run the offense. So, yeah, I kind of am interested in the over, I think, at first glance, because neither one of these defenses scare me. Now you've got some weapons for Arizona. Yeah, I'm very interested in taking a look at that a little bit further.
How about your boy Marvin Harrison Jr.? What do you expect out of week 1 here?
I think uncoverable. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, you guys don't have anybody that can cover him, but I don't know what. And listen, not many teams have a guy that can cover Marvin Harrison Jr. one-on-one. I think he should do good. I guess it's just, it's week 1. Does he have that rapport developed with Kyler Murray already? Are they on the same page? Is he going to be a focal point of the offense? Like, are they going to try to direct targets to him? Or is he just going to be out there to kind of draw attention away? And, he'll get some receptions for sure, even in that scenario. But then, you see Trey McBride maybe get some more targets and stuff. So I just think that the offense as a whole will run pretty well if Kyler plays all right, which is why I'm interested maybe in the points total instead of trying to say, Marvin's going to be the guy that they focus on and give the ball to. That's what they should do. But, just curious to see if they try to do that or if they're going to spread it around. And by the way, just because we had some people in chat saying it, I made a mistake earlier. It's not Paramount. It's Peacock for that Friday night game. But Peacock, yes, we will be signing up for $8 just to watch one game for the year. So it's like a pay-per-view football event.
Okay. Yeah. I love playing semantics. Thanks a lot, J-Step. Get out of here. Bring some value to the show, would you? Jeez, who cares? Yeah. J-Step?
It's fine. It's good to know.
He's going to send me.
He must work for Peacock. He's getting a secret side
he's
buddy.
getting something.
Throw it out there. Yeah.
All right. X15 problem says, yes, I think the Bills offense is changing for sure. I've seen it in the preseason. It's going to be interesting. Listen, I'm likely taking the Bills -6 just out of pure fandom. Let's move on to a terrible game. Patriots at Cincinnati. There ain't much to like out of this one at all. You know, this is like one of those spots this season that I'm just fading. Like, who cares, right?
Yeah.
There might be a play or two out of there player prop wise, but if we're talking betting on the game, there's just so much more I want to bet on in week one, and this ain't it. So I am going to shove this one off to the side. Who freaking cares? Listen, you want to take Bengals -410, slap that into a money line parlay with another team, whatever. Go for it. There ain't nothing there for me, though. I don't know about you. Do you got anything?
Nothing really. I'll dive into the player props a little bit more. But, there's a lot going on there, right? Is Jamar Chase going to play? I think that if he doesn't play, I'm curious to see what Jermaine Burton's lines look like. But as far as like money line spread, not really. Give me the Bengals, but I'd probably play with the line and the totals a little bit to get something I like, but there's not too much.
Yeah, pass. Jacksonville at Miami. This is an interesting one to me. I actually do think this is very interesting. We got our 3-point spread. These road 3-point spreads are tricky spots, and I often like to take, and you saw this in my college football week 1. I went 13-4. We had 10 wins at plus odds. And a lot of that had to do with, I'm going to leak a little info on what I like to do, is whenever we have a game where the total is decent and we've got a very close spread, I'm talking a field goal or less, I like to see what the money line is for that visiting team. And it's not much more than that beyond having a little understanding of that. There's usually some pretty good value there. If we've got a 3-point field goal in a higher scoring game, you have a lot of room. You got a lot of wiggle room there with the types of outcomes you could have in that game. So when I see this, I'm actually not even thinking the spreads. I'm actually strongly considering right now the Jags +140. I think it's just such good value. The live odds for Jacksonville in this game, we got we can get 3.5. So that's different than a 3, right? Because you're covering the 3-point field goal, you're covering the push factor, the 3.5. When we're looking at the money line for Jacksonville this week, that's where I start to think. Let's see, GJAC, make sure I can spell it, +147 on Penny, +140 stateside, best odds you can get. So I do like Jacksonville a strong bit today, in week 1 on the road in Miami, regardless of the healthy Miami Dolphins offense, simply because I find a lot of value in that line.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Yeah, I mean, and the thing that Jacksonville has going for them is it could turn into a semi-home game for them as well. I mean, their fans don't have to travel very far to make the trip to this game. So I'm curious to see how the Miami fans show up there. Like you said, at 3.5 is definitely better than the 3. And if you're just taking the money line, it's week 1, guys. Like, we don't know what we're going to see out of these teams. And Miami is not head and shoulders above Jacksonville by any means where you should be afraid to take somebody against the Dolphins. Obviously, Jacksonville probably isn't going to be able to keep up with any of the Miami receivers, but nobody can. And Miami maybe won't be able to stop the Jags. I'm curious to see, players like Brian Thomas Jr., see how he does there for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ridley's gone, obviously, and Christian Kirk they've got, and then Evan Ingram, of course. So I'll have to dive into the numbers a little bit more, but the Miami side, pretty much what you're going to get. You can at least use last year as like a rough model. Jacksonville's had some different player personnel moves and stuff too, so that one might be a little bit trickier to predict. But Devin Achane, anytime touchdown was an interesting one for me in this game. So.
Yeah, a lot to like out of the player props in this one for sure. Absolutely. There's a lot of fun people on both sides that we can bet on. Houston, I'm going to let you take this one. I'm not even going to say a word, my friend. Houston at Indy. Houston, the favorites on the road. And I do have something to say about that, but I'll let you start it off because this is your team. And look at the man's hat.
I mean, Colts money line. I was looking at Colts money line already. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Colts beat them the first game last year. Then they played them at the end of the season with a trip to the playoffs on the line. And I don't remember the exact score, but it was not a blowout by any means. It came down to the very end. And they threw that 4th down play. Shane Steichen ran a great play to the either fullback or tight end or whatever. No, the backup running back. And everybody's like, well, why didn't you give it to JT? Because the backup running back was in there. But that was his plan, to kind of catch the defense off guard. It worked. The guy was wide open on and out. Gardner Minshew didn't throw a great pass, but it was catchable. The guy drops it down at his knees. Turnover on downs, game's over. But the fact that they were that close to him with Gardner Minshew at the helm, and then they beat him the other game, give me Colts money line with a healthy A-Rich back. There you go. Done.
I like it. I like it. David, check this out. I think you'll like this because
What you got?
you're degenerate. So one thing we added to the NFL games odds, look at this. If you search a team, we've got the futures betting lines through the whole season.
Wow.
So you could sit here and you've got,
Colts 17-0.
September 8th. Yeah, exactly. You can go down week by week and start to, look forward to what's happening here with your team. So
how much money would I make if I just bet the Colts 17-0 this year?
Well, isn't that funny?
I'm going to run some calculations.
Yeah, something to think about. Like if you think they're going to be a winning team and the average odds is, plus 113 or something like that, you're locked into profit. That is profit. You just simply got to go 9-8 and you will make money. Now it's a lot of money to have tied up for the whole season, however, but there's that. You do have that.
No, I like I really do. I think I like the Colts to win this game. Obviously there's some bias there, so I will, if I bet on that, I'm probably putting like either a half unit to a unit.
Best odds plus 124 in FanDuel, bro. That's healthy. I mean, that's almost 10 cents higher than most books.
And I saw that I saw a stat on X the other day that I believe the Texans minus 2.5 was the most bet line so far, with like 83% of the bets coming in on the Texans minus 2.5. So, I mean, they're giving them the 2.5, which is nice because if they win by a field goal, they cover. So yeah, I like that, but we'll see. It's a bias. It's a bias.
Listen, let me help you out. An unbiased approach to this game. I'm taking the freaking Colts and Anthony Richardson to win at home as well. That was an official pick I posted weeks ago. I'm all over it. I mean, A-Rich is back. He's healthy. And you and I have talked about it all off season, and we've had some deep conversations about A-Rich. I mean, they have been deep. This man loves A-Rich. So, I bought in. Colts defense, I think, is healthy. And, we're a couple years removed from them being a phenomenal defense. And if they've got the healthy pieces back, I do think that this could be a team here. Well, despite the Texans having, a litany, a myriad, a bevy of wide receiving options, the Colts are a team that can keep with them offensively. And if that defense can slow them down at all, that plus 124 Colts money line is healthy. It's unfortunate we can't get the 3 points. I guess if you want to buy it, you're probably a minus 120 or so at a +3 spread. But I mean, honestly, I'll take the odds over the spread half point boost, or I'll just take the straight up money line. So I think we're both on the Colts this week.
I think the public's definitely biased, though. I'll say that, which they might not end up being wrong, but like, the Houston Texans are like the shiny new thing. They got CJ Stroud, came out last year, played the whole year, played great. Now they added Stephon Diggs. They already had 2 good wide receivers. Now they got a third. So I think that's a lot of it too. Now it might not be wrong. We might be talking in a couple of months about the Houston Texans being one of the best teams in the AFC. I don't think that would be that far fetched to be the case, but opening week at home, A-Rich is back. Fandom.
Check it out, bro. Look at the parlay. That's the Buffalo Bills with the Colts. We get a healthy plus 185
every week.
Yeah, every week, bro. We do this together. We have ourselves a little brother sweat. I think we should do this all season. All season.
Take our teams. There's no way that could be profitable long term.
Who cares? We'll have some fun together. It's the Check Down Champs fandom parlay every week. And if anybody wants to ride with us, we get to sweat it out. And then the next Saturday, we'll review it real quick. Let's do it, dude. Let's do it. We get we'll do it on FanDuel where we're going to get better odds. So we'll go do it on FanDuel after the show. Let's ride a tandem money line Check Down Champs parlay for our teams.
What we could do. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. It doesn't always have to be the team to win. We could take some you want to do money line.
Money line, bro. The Bills and Colts parlay weekly Check Down Champs.
All right. I'm saying if we want to actually, if we want to make,
what kind of co-host are you? This is. I'm excited. I'm
like
giving
on
us
Saturday.
I'm giving us I'm giving us a branded parlay, and you're like,
well,
okay.
Because if we want to win, if people are going to put their money in and sweat it with us, let's at least finesse it a little bit so that we actually win more than if we think that the Bills are going to win, but it's like a 15-point spread, let's finesse it so that maybe they win by 10 and we still win. And then the Bills win, we win.
We don't need to tease this. We legitimately just have fun. You don't even have to bet on it. You know what? You're out.
I only bet to win money.
You're out. This isn't even a part. This isn't a thing anymore. My idea was shot to pieces, shot to ribbons, cut to shreds.
Bennett, it's actually because I think Arizona might win week 1. Just kidding. Not exactly. Maybe.
Gosh, bro.
Chuck, that's an exact that was my exact reaction. Like
moving on.
It's like when you just dropped the proposal to me and they put it on the Jumbotron and I was like,
well, I can't wait to hear your check down champs branded idea. What's your branded idea? You wanted to 5, do teasers? Oh my gosh, make it harder for the viewers.
5 to 5,000. You put me on the spot. I had to have something ready.
Listen, we should take Houston and Bills money line at this point. I agree.
People are misunderstanding. I think we should take the Colts and a little bit of points, plus 3.5, and then the Bills, maybe money line is fair. Like something like that. Like give me a couple extra points or something. I don't know.
Bro,
listen, it's week 1, guys.
Who cares? We're not saying sell a kidney or sell a car. We're saying, hey, the check down champs love the Bills. They love the Colts. And every week they're going to parlay those two teams to win all season. If you want to ride with us, you can. If not, it's our show parlay.
All right.
Jeez.
Fine. But
you're
guys,
all official. You're like, well, oh my God. I mean, calculations say.
I've started to get to the point where I've accrued some negative comments on losing bets. So I have to, watch what I bet here. I got to make sure I bet smart. Yeah, I got to protect myself a little bit. I got to protect myself.
You're good, Jay.
Sprinkle. Look at Jay Bennett. Look at Bennett's comment. Yeah, sure. If you guys want to sprinkle it.
It's ridiculous. Oh, man. I was like, this is such a good idea.
Let's do it. Sure. Let's do it. I didn't know people would feel this passionate about it. I didn't realize that the passion.
We got to have some fun. My God. The check down champs.
I'm not the non-fun guy. I'm the fun guy.
Are you? Are you not the non-fun guy? You literally.
What if we just took for instance, what if I liked the over/under in this game better? It's still like betting on the Colts, betting on the teams.
Exactly. You just want to bet on the teams.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Win. So can we take the over/under in both?
You want to get together on a Sunday afternoon and
sweat the touchdowns,
sweat a teaser spread? No, you want to be like, come on, Rich.
It's like
we need the Colts to win.
You remember Rob Lowe? He was sitting in the stands and he wore the hat that just said NFL. That's what I want. Team. I just want points. Yeah. Sports.
Go sports ball.
Go sports teams. Yeah, exactly.
All right, moving on. Off the rails. Hey, this morning we got 307 people tuning in across the interwebs. Do us a huge favor. Like the video. Please, likes. Run the likes up. If you're on Twitter, just hit the like. It's free to do. We are here to provide free content, honestly, to entertain you and to have a good time talking football. And if you're on YouTube, my goodness, you know how this works at this point. If you've been on YouTube, we're out here doing it for free. Want to give you some fun, entertain you at your workday. If you could just hit the like button and help us out. Titans on the road in Chicago, in Chi-Town, +4.5. Not sure what to do here with the games themselves. I am interested to see the rookie playing out there in Chicago, though.
Yeah, I hate to say it again, but I'm curious in the over. I think so. I mean, does this game just turn into a little bit of a shootout? DeAndre Hopkins, I think, is going to play. Not sure how healthy he is, but I know he was a maybe. I think that I like the shootout potential of this game. None of the defenses really worry me. Titans lost their head coach, which was defensive minded. If Will Levis is just going to air up the throws, I see him. If Will Levis is just going to air the ball out, and you've got the great, is Josh watching? You've got the great Caleb Williams here, who looked phenomenal. Make no mistake, Caleb Williams looked so good in preseason. So I'm excited for that. I don't know if I have a strong lean on this team is better than that team yet, but I think I like the over 45. I'm curious to see if it's different anywhere else, but 45 is not bad at all.
I can't even remember who we're talking about.
Okay, I'm the bad co-host. Okay, I'm the bad.
Well, I never stated I was a good one.
That's fair. You did. That's true.
Over 45 is the lowest line for DK. So it's green
All right.
shaded, meaning if you like the over, take it there. If you like the under, you got 46 at Fliff. Same odds as BetMGM for you Fliffer nutters.
Man, I'm kind of interested in that. Do you
In which
you
one?
You said you have no take. The over 45.
Oh, okay.
Like unless Caleb Williams unless both of these quarterbacks, which is the more I think about it, the more it's like a possibility. But like, do these quarterbacks just come out and kind of like stink it up and then like but
wouldn't that be something?
You always have that possibility because like I don't think Levis is that great and Caleb Williams is a rookie, but like my goodness, the man looks good. And he said, if you guys watch Hard Knocks, what did Caleb Williams say? He said, I don't get nervous. Never have, not since in high school or like middle school before one of my games, I got nervous. Not since then, I haven't gotten nervous. So if he's telling the truth, the man is up for the occasion. And if he does, like with this high-powered offense, can they easily score 27 or 30 points? I think they can. And then you just got to get like 20 more from, I don't know. I'm leaning the over, but we'll see. I'll have to dive more into it.
Okay. I think you touched on really my only kind of take on this one. I like when I'm talking totals, I often will focus more so on the quarterbacks, right? When you got two tremendous quarterbacks, like a 46.5 point total can be garbage, right? Because that thing could get blown out of the water by one of the two quarterbacks having a good day. Or if they both have a good day, I mean, that thing's getting blown to smithereens. Yeah. When you have these types of quarterbacks, you could have one quarterback have a very good day. The other one might do really poor. And all of a sudden you've got like a 28-14 game. And that's a 42 point total. And that's kind of my take. My initial, that's personally how I approach totals. Give me the quarterback. Give me the quarterback play as the focus for whether or not I'm taking the over under. I like the under for this one. I like the fact that I know this is one of our first times on the show today that we've been like, I like one, I like the other. 46 to the under there on Fliff, because I also love the fact that everybody pretty much gets a chance to take that one if they like that. So that's my lean. But listen, I'm not touching this freaking game.
Yeah, I might not end up betting. More than likely, I won't bet on it either. But I could see it happening. I could see both sides of it. That's the problem. So
fair enough.
It could absolutely erupt, and each of these quarterbacks could have over 300 yards, and it just could be like just these crappy teams, or maybe not crappy teams, but these subpar teams that end up in a shootout.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised either if both quarterbacks threw 2 picks. So.
Fair enough. Next up, we got Minnesota on the road at the Giants. 1:00 kickoff, 1.5 point spread. Giants not even favorites at home to open it up. And against Sam Darnold. The Sam Darnold-led Minnesota Vikings are -120 favorites on the road. This is another spot that I'm not touching at all.
I have a question for you.
Game-wise. Hit me.
So if you think that the Bears and Titans could potentially go under 46, I mean, we're talking 4 points difference, 4.5 points difference. Would you take the under in this? Because like that's what sticks out to me. Like if these teams are not great and we're looking at like a 17-13 game or something like that, like to me, the under, I mean, like just comparing it to what we just talked about with the Bears, like I think that game obviously has a higher potential scoring floor there than this game. And we're not talking about that much different points. Like, is this ultimately, we probably will both stay away from this, other than I do like a neighbor's reception prop, but like, do we just take the under here? Like
neighbors? That's a great question. And I probably have to look into this a little bit more to give you like a solid answer. Conceptually, it makes sense. Sure. I think there's like at least I have it. I think there's a mental barrier when the total is already lower to then want to take it even lower.
I know, but that's why I want to break through these barriers that might be like holding us back from making these good plays. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course. And in general, nobody likes taking unders in general, but like we have to break through these barriers.
It's the type of game. You're right. It is the type of game here. Darnold versus
21-10.
Yeah, no, he who shall not be named. Isn't that the saying? Yeah, right. Yeah. Daniel freaking Jones. Yeah, I like the under. I wouldn't bet on it though. I just, maybe if this is the type of game, maybe you tease, right? You tease the total, parlay it with another alt line total, and maybe the Bills Cardinals alt line. What was it? 46.5. So you take a touchdown under 39.5, like something like that.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm just not touching it. I'm with you.
Yeah. No, I got you though.
Pittsburgh, giving the reins over to the old man. What do you think about this one?
I don't have a strong take in this game. I would think that Kirk Cousins, definitely. I guess I would say the Atlanta Falcons. Can we get better odds on that money line than a minus
Let me check.
148? If we can get better odds, and even if we can't, maybe. Like, I think I like Atlanta here.
Moneyline market, typed in ATL. I forgot people can't always see what I'm typing on your
That's
mobile.
the best odds right there.
Market,
okay.
Moneyline, type in ATL. It brings up Atlanta, minus 148, best odds on DK.
I mean, I really don't hate it. You could definitely parlay it with something simple to get it down to like a 120, 130 or something. But like, yeah, I mean, I think Atlanta wins this game at home, new quarterback. Like Kirk Cousins is in theory 100% healthy. Yes. That would be the only thing that would make me change my stand. Okay.
What, 2 years removed from the MCL or the ACL, right?
No, 1 year from
the Achilles.
Last year he had the Achilles. Yeah.
Well, he's had 2 back-to-back years where I believe he had injury-shortened seasons.
I think only,
and the Achilles one was earlier in the year, if I recall, right? It wasn't like midway.
It was like midway, I think.
Yeah.
Which is enough for a 37, 38-year-old guy to have the little
is he that old already?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think so. So Kirk Cousins is healthy and everything. Yeah, I like Atlanta money line here, 36. I like the Atlanta money line here, actually.
Makes me feel old.
Which I'm not a big money line guy here, and it's funny because this is, we're kind of talking through these money line spots in the show. But I do like the Atlanta money line. I'd have to look at it a little bit further if I would want to parlay it with just something simple. But yeah, I don't mind that. What do you think? You think Atlanta wins? Are you not clear cut on this, or you just stay away?
I'm not clear cut. I think there's actually a little bit more value on the Steelers.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Caesars plus 135, best stateside odds, also alongside ESPN Bet plus 135. Penny gives you a plus 139. This is circles back to what I said earlier with a couple of the other games I mentioned. When we've got these 3-point spreads, when a game can be decided by a field goal, if there is significant plus odds on the team at +3, I always like to flirt with that. And I've done so more so, and I showed you guys last week for college football. I mean, we hit 6 or 7 different plus odd money lines, and if you saw my the games, I think only one was like a +8 or something, +8.5 point spread. They were like +200 we took, but everybody else, they were like +120, +130, +140, and they were all 2 to 3 point spreads. So that's kind of been one of the recipes I've followed. If we've got a decent total, which we do, this one was what did we say, 46, 45.5, 42.
No,
that's kind of low.
It was low.
So never mind.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I thought this was higher.
And I think you can get away, and that strategy might work year round. That strategy might work year round, but I think you can get away with it in the beginning too. But if this was week 6 and we know what the Steelers are and we know what the Falcons are, like, I think just give me the Falcons in this game. Like, on paper, given the moves that they have made in the offseason, given the moves the Steelers have made in the offseason at home, I think I just take the Falcons on this one.
Yeah, I think for me personally too, I'm just thinking through this. Now the juices are flowing. If we think they're going to win, how'd they win? It was probably had a real good game from Bijan Robinson, right? You got to think he went out there, probably balled out. So maybe we'd be looking for, golly, when I'm zoomed in like this, I can't see what I'm looking at. But anyways, I'd be looking at maybe a Bijan Robinson touchdown, anytime touchdown, something simple like that.
Yeah, pair that with the money line.
Idea. I meant to ask you about your neighbor's play. Have you looked into him at all? I haven't even looked at Giants props this week.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Tell me about it.
I liked his line opened at 4.5 receptions.
Okay.
And I liked the over, and I think it's since bumped to 5.5 with plus odds to the over. So I'm not sure if we can I think we can outline and stuff too. I won't get too deep into it because I'll save that. But yeah, that's what I was looking at. I liked his I liked something like maybe like an outline receptions with an outline yardage or something like that. Or, if the receptions go back to 4.5, I like the over 4.5 there. But I have started to see people on that, just like the Amon-Ra play. Yeah. And it makes me a little nervous now the more people jump onto it, especially after I posted it a little while ago. So it's like, oh boy. So
last 1 o'clock game, Carolina at New Orleans. We've got a 4-point spread. Carolina on the road. Deontay Johnson, a popular player prop people are talking about on the Twitterverse. Plus 160 money line on the road. Saints minus 192 is like a little aggressive to me for a Saints team.
Yeah. it almost makes me want to take like Carolina +4 or something, or the money line, or just the money line. But I
Money
probably
line
won't
outright
end up.
is insane, right?
Yeah, I probably won't bet on this one. But I could see the value. I guess this, going into New Orleans is not the friendliest place to play. But New Orleans as a team doesn't scare me. So, but we're also talking about the Carolina Panthers. So I guess I would just say that I probably won't end up touching that game at all.
Okay, yeah, I probably won't be betting on that one as well. I'm looking at taking a player prop in that game. I might even look at Deontay a little bit, but that's about it. I'm not going to do anything else.
Sure.
Let's move on. We've got 4:00 Denver at Seattle. This is another game that I'm just having trouble betting on some of these games. Game wise, listen, we got a 6-point spread, +200 odds. Denver on the road. What are we thinking here?
As far as like the teams go, I probably am not going to touch that game, but I do have some player props that I'm going to research on it. But as far as like, surface level teams plus, over under spread, anything like that, it's a pass for me.
Okay. All right, let's move on then.
Yeah.
I don't even care about it. Raiders at Chargers. If you can take this one away, I'm going to throw it up on screen. I got to answer something private here.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, you could give it to me. I'll have to open up my DK here real quick.
I've got it open on the screen right now. Raiders, Chargers.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to throw it to my screen. Sorry about that. I would maybe have some interest in the over point total just because it's so low. But I think it's low for a reason too. The Chargers brought in Harbaugh. They intend to run the ball heavily, but they still have Justin Herbert. So I think if they can open up the play action, they could hit a couple of decent gainers to, Josh Palmer and Ladd McConkey. I don't really have much interest in Quentin Johnson there, but he is there. He's a body. I probably end up, honestly, guys, I probably won't end up betting on this game very much at all, because even if you wanted to take like a touchdown bet, you've got a three-headed backfield there potentially. Devontae Adams, another year older with a new quarterback. Like, what's that going to look like? Maybe his receptions prop could end up being interesting if we think they're going to feed him, because as we saw from Gardner Minshew last year, he does like to feed the number one receiver. He fed Pittman in a very similar role last year. So I think you could look at that. But if his receptions prop is like a 7 or 8.5, I'd have to look at what he did last year and see if that's a little too high.
Well, let's look at that prop. Actually, I mean, this is a great talking point. I think you've brought up a great point. I'm already thinking about Devontae simply because of a quarterback upgrade this year. And I mean, you nailed it, bro. I mean, he's got a quarterback now that literally will just force feed him 10, 12, 14 targets. And we know Devontae Adams, one of the best red zone. I mean, look at the freaking odds for a touchdown, dude. We get a +185 anytime touchdown on DK. I think Devontae Adams touchdown prop might be one of the best values in week 1 out of every single prop that's out there right now.
Yeah, I do think that's interesting. Now, I like also seeing his, now it's a little juicy, but I also like seeing his receptions prop at 6.5. I would not have been surprised if it was 7.5. So the fact that it's 6.5 is kind of interesting too, because if they feed him like they fed Pittman, I mean, Pittman had his highest targets and receptions.
What do you have, like 160 targets last year?
Yeah,
I mean,
something crazy. So if they keep doing that similar thing, like slant routes and stuff to Devontae, if Gardner Minshew can put it on him like he did last year with Pittman, I think that is also an interesting spot.
T Sacks with a gem of a comment. Devontae's down there somewhere. Bling. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally an interesting thing here that I'm just gonna write down for later.
Yeah, I mean, listen, having an opening line at 6.5, yes, it's juiced to the under, but 6.5, I mean, they think he's getting targeted. That's a high opening line.
I'm curious. And then we can move on to the Dallas game, because I do have a take on that before I probably have to head out. Actually, you know what? I don't have anything. I was looking for something on the game last year. I wanted to see what, and I know it's different quarterback, different situation, but I wanted to see what we had for Devontae Adams receptions, but I don't have anything for it right now. I'll have to look that up later. I'm going to make a note for that. I'll have to revisit that. The Devontae Adams receptions might be interesting too.
Did you want to try to hit any of these other games before you go? I'll skip ahead to something.
No, let's hit. I'm interested in talking a player prop for Dallas, but we can wait on that if you want, and I'll just hand off.
Well, I don't know how much time you have. We have 3 games left. Yeah. Are you able to bang them out? Or
No,
do you
let me
want?
hand.
Do you have time
No,
for
I'll
like
hand it
one?
off. I'll hand it off to you here. I'll save my take for and one of the other shows here we have coming up.
Okay, cool.
All right. Listen, thanks for letting me hijack the stream, buddy.
Oh my gosh, man. Dude, when you said I can be there Tuesday morning, I was like, yes, we're doing something different Tuesday. Phenomenal having you here, man. If you don't know, my friends, if you're new to the channel, listen, I'm not done, okay? He's going to leave. I'll do the final
Yeah,
3 games.
you're
But
gonna finish him off.
Hulk and I have his show Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Check Down Champs year round, every Saturday, all things NFL. All right. This is regardless of what time of the year it is. It's fantasy, it's best ball, it's sports betting, it's NFL talk. 52 weeks a year. 52 weeks a year. You can catch us at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. And then, of course, we show up on each other's channels to do special guest Check Down Champs shows together. So make sure you follow Hulk on Twitter at the Hulk Bets. And I'll see you Saturday morning, bro.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm 17 subs away from 1,000, just so you know. Just throwing that out there.
17. Get the guy there. 1K.
All right. Enjoy. See you guys.
Hey,
see you, buddy.
All right, let's move on. We've got, look at this new overlay I found this morning while I was looking at this. Let me see if I have a better one that can go big full screen. And we will throw up the other. Let's just bang. There we go. Now you can see me pretty well here, right? Chat, let me know right now. I need to know. Is this overlay good? It's a brand new one. I just found it this morning while I was doing my show prep. Cowboys on the road against Cleveland. My gosh, you know my love affair for Dak Prescott and all things player props this season. Yes, I was all over his futures. I mean, goodness gracious, this guy had a 30.5 passing touchdown prop, 4,000 yards, I believe. He was literally like top 3 for every single passing prop in the NFL. Meanwhile, best ball leagues was being drafted as like QB 10, ADP 95. Didn't make sense to me when you could stack him with CD. If you got that top 3 pick, you could grab Brandon Cooks. You could grab the tight end out there. I don't think they have a good running game this season. I think they're going to throw a ton. And I think that's going to lead to some higher scoring games. So there's going to be a lot of games this season where I'm actually going to be looking at taking Cowboys overs, most likely. Of course, listen, Micah Parsons going to wreak havoc. But I think that also, beyond him, I'm not entirely sure what they're going to get pass rush wise. And if he's off the field or double teamed and can't get it through, I think some teams are going to have some time out there. So Cowboys over 41.5. Interesting. Cowboys Browns. Player prop wise, I'm going right back to the well. TD Lamb, baby. TD Lamb. And I posted an article, a plus 814 touchdown parlay for DK Sportsbook. And that was a futures bet. Posted that right up there on the myspraryedge.com website. There's a content link or something. You can click that and it'll bring that up if you want to read that article. My gosh, I absolutely love that one. So if we're talking about who I think is going to take this game, I think Cleveland at home is going to be a tough one to beat. I do like Cleveland to win this game outright. But I think that this could be one of those games that's sneakily a high-scoring game. Every once in a while last year, Cleveland would have those. It'd be like a 65-point outcome. So I'm looking at the over. Washington on the road at Tampa. It's a really tough spot to bet on anything. Again, we get those rookie quarterbacks, and in those games, just like earlier with the Bears, I don't want to bet on them. If we're talking player props, okay, let's look at some player props. But if we're talking games, I really have no interest. I think this could be one of those games if you are looking for any type of sides and totals angle, maybe you're looking at the 44.5. I'm sure you can get it at 44.5 some way. Matter of fact, let me look this one up real quick. WASH. We have, the best line you can get actually is 44. To the under is minus 112 on DraftKings. Bovada minus 110. So maybe the under, again, we're just talking those mediocre to subpar quarterbacks are games that I like to look at unders when we've got a close spread. So maybe take an under for the Commanders and Bucks at 44. I'm not touching it. Rams on the road. We've got Sunday Night Football. This is going to be electric. I really do. I think this is going to be a phenomenal game. I'm not touching the game itself. I won't touch a money line. I won't touch a spread here. I'm not touching a total, no sides, nothing. What I want to be doing is hammering player props in this one. And I'm going to release those, I believe, Friday or Saturday morning for the weekend games. I want to get through that first initial Thursday night, probably even Friday night before I bang out most of my player props. That being said, I think I already posted 4 or 5 player props this yesterday for this weekend slate. So my friends, speaking of, if you're like, hey, let me get access. I want access. I got free bets literally free Discord. There are like 15 channels inside Discord right now, totally free. Totally free. Betting models. We've got player props, parlays, pick'em slips, like crazy sportsbook plays. This is the link right here. Now, for anybody who's like, oh, Mitch, well, I've been a part of this for a long time. I got a new platform. I partnered with Odd Shopper through the Pick service. So if you are not a member and you want access, it's free to try right now. They got a gorgeous app that you guys can use for my picks personally. And if you want access to everybody else inside Discord, yeah, I mean, my gosh, try it. It's free right now. It is 1,000% free. If you're not trying it right now, I'm not entirely sure why not. If you want some bets for all things baseball, tennis, and PGA, NASCAR, MMA, I mean, literally, we cover it all outside, even just the major sports, which of course are being covered. And this is what I'm talking about right here. I'm going to slide this down on screen before we continue. So there's the link right there. It is awesome, and it's free right now. It's free, and you can see I got a touchdown play for Thursday Night Football. I've got a few picks for the Sunday games. It's free right now. So go crazy, my friends. Go crazy. Grab them free picks. Get free access. And do it now before this is gone. Just do it now. I'm telling you right now. You got to do it right now. So that link I just posted in chat. I highlighted it again. I'll put it one more time in case you just tuned in. And free access. I'll see you in Discord today. I better see you in Discord. You're going to see 15 or so channels that are private that will pop up for you when you get the hookup. So let's move on. Jets, Niners, last game of the week, my friends. The very last game of the week. Jets on the road against San Francisco. Two teams truly you could end up seeing in the Super Bowl this year. If Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy, I think we've got an interesting spot. And I'm going to be honest, just like Hulk said, hey, I've got to play for Sunday, but I'm going to wait for our Saturday show to talk about it. We're too far out. We are literally 7 days away from this Monday Night Football game. Let's get through that Thursday. Let's get through the Friday night slate. Saturday morning, I'll start to fire off all my bets for the rest of the weekend for all things, the Discord VIP picks access. And I've actually already personally cooked up an SGP for this one. So I think we got a lot of upside here. And there's going to be some, let's call it fantasy funneled focus. I don't know what else to call it. I'll think of a good term, good phrase. But there's going to be a couple of those teams here where it's like, listen, we got a clear outline of who to bet on weekly and who not to bet on. It's not like the Packers where they've got four wide receivers, a tight end that can catch the ball. They've got a running backs, two of them that can catch the ball in the backfield. Like, who you betting on with Jordan Love? What kind of player props you betting on receptions wise, yardage wise, touchdowns wise? It's very difficult. Not teams like the Jets and the Niners. So I've got a couple parlays and stuff for some of these primetime games. I will post those inside Discord. And I've got SGPs for each game that I'm going to cook up with all those boosts that we have for those primetime games. So grab those in that link down below. And I posted it a million times, and I'll post it one more time. There it is. It's free, 100% free right now. Get access. And my friends, it's freaking week one. I'm feeling it. I'm vibing. I'm excited. It's hard not to be excited, but please be careful about your money. Be careful about your finances. Protect your mentals, right? You got to count your chickens and protect your mentals. So be careful out there. I will be back tomorrow morning with an all things player props live show. You heard me right. All things player props. So today is the games look. It's the first look. Tomorrow, the player props first look. So if you like today's show and it was mostly about games, tomorrow is going to be all in on player props. Hopefully can help you line your pockets and get paid in NFL week one. And I love y'all. I appreciate you. I'm happy to be back doing this 7 days a week content right here on YouTube through streams and videos. And of course, free picks down below in the description section. I will see you tomorrow morning, my friends. Be here 9 a.m. Eastern right here on this channel on YouTube. And I'll be back with the player prop stream. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful day. Be smart, be safe, and enjoy yourselves, my friends.